This is the news in brief from the United Nations. Pregnant women are putting their lives and their babies at risk because of catastrophic and prohibitive healthcare costs before, during and after childbirth, UNICEF Executive Director Henrietta Fore said on Monday. Her comments accompany a new report highlighting how few of the world's poorest pregnant women have a doctor, nurse or midwife at their side when they need them. According to the UN Children's Fund, more than 5 million families across Africa, Asia, Latin America and the Caribbean spend at least 40% of their non-food household expenses for the entire year just on maternal health services. And it says that 800 women die every day from complications, while yet more mothers live with debilitating outcomes. Compared with most rich countries, where a skilled birth attendant is present at almost all deliveries, the tally drops significantly in least developed countries, the UNICEF research shows. These states include Somalia, where professionals are present in less than 1 in 10 births, and South Sudan, where only 1 in 5 deliveries is assisted. To Chad now, where the killing of reporter Obed Nangbatna brings to 19 the number of journalists killed around the world so far in 2019. Mr. Nangbatna, who was 42, worked for public broadcaster Tele Chad. He was fatally wounded when the military convoy he was with hit a landmine, which also killed 4 soldiers late last month. He was reportedly travelling to the northern side of Lake Chad to cover the aftermath of an attack on army positions by Nangbatna extremists. In a statement condemning the attack, Director General of UNESCO, Audrey Azoulay, appealed for better safety for journalists in conflict situations, including the Lake Chad region, and for safety protocols to be fully respected. And finally, an original take on the issue of sustainability, an art exhibition that's been inspired by the 2030 Agenda and the 17 goals that the international community adopted in 2015. Installed temporarily in the UN Palace of Nations by the Mission of Canada, Awakening features deceptively complicated works by Canadian and Indigenous artists. One of them is a large photograph of a huge open copper mine, with a seemingly beautiful turquoise lake at the bottom. It's actually a toxic tailing pond that's full of chemicals and other mining byproducts, as Tara Laponte from the Canada Council for the Arts explains.
What strikes you in this work is that it's beautiful to look at it. You see color variation, you see texture, but when you realize what you're looking at, in this case a copper mine in Utah, you also realize that this is the impact of man scraping away at the natural landscape for its own purposes. And that gorgeous pool of green is in fact a tailing pond. So not really so beautiful, but rather dangerous to us.
Accompanying the exhibition is a series of essays underscoring the urgency of achieving each of the Sustainable Development Goals, composed by leading international figures, including UN Deputy Chief Amina Mohammed and former head of the World Bank, Jim Yong Kim. Daniel Johnson, UN News.